side of the home team, the Dallas Mavericks, the last visiting team to win a Game 7 in NBA playoff series. The Lakers did it against these Kings at Arco in Sacramento in the Western Conference Final last year. And here is Nowitzki. So Dirk Nowitzki, who has not had a stellar series, able to hit on his first shot.
What Nowitzki is facing is a similar thing to what Tim Duncan went through during the Phoenix series. They were determined to take the ball out of his hand, make other people beat you, and until he can beat you by passing and finding open people, they'll continue to do it.
You know, Turgano way off. And back comes Michael Finley. Race LaFrance setting the high pick. Here's Nash for three, yes! Rick Adelman telling us earlier they would like to get Mike Bibby involved at the start of the game. Holding foul. Bernie Fryer with that call away from the ball.
They'd like to get Bibby involved, but with Weber out, it makes it harder for Bibby to be effective because when he comes off pick and rolls now, they trap him. With the big guy Sacramento plays now, it's easier to get the ball out of his hands.
Well, that time Bibby forced it. He thought he was fouled.
He didn't really do a good job of rubbing his defensive man off of Ronnie Divac, so he would have had a little better look at the basket.
Nash had that shot altered, and back comes Bibby. Bibby with the change of direction. Crowd looking for a travel. Here's Stojakovic from downtown. Pedro Stojakovic off a 24-point, 10-rebound game in Game 6. Able to bury that long jumper. Finley with the recovery. And on the switch by Stojakovic. And now Turgano defending on Nash. LaFrance. Rebounded by Turgano.
Well, one thing that Sacramento has to watch out. Doug Christie's coming up the floor very slowly. He got poked in the eye in that last exchange down at the Dallas end. But one thing Sacramento has to watch out for is tempo of this game. They cannot get caught up in the crowd. Let's see if we can get a look at where Christie actually got hit. Right there. He gets hit in the left eye. Thinks he's got it, but he doesn't.
Non-shooting foul called on Nash. Bibby is wide open. Bibby tries the three, rebounded by Divac. Here's Christie from downtown. Turgano with a good hustle rebound. Stojakovic played low by Finley, and a foul is called on Bell.
Sacramento's such a good shooting team and a good passing team that Don Nelson has not been able to zone them as much, so they're going to have to get it done for the most part tonight defensively, man-to-man.
That's what you're going to see a whole lot. The ball going into Divac's hands, whether it's in the low post or at the elbow area. He is the one to start initiating their offense.
Turgano missing on that tip attack. And the foul. Foul on Turgano.
Mark, one thing that we just saw that may be a key for Sacramento. You saw Vlade Divac not finish the playoff. As minutes build up, he's getting older in age, and with no Chris Webber to replace him on the floor, he's got to finish his inside shots.
I hate when guys get older in age.
Yes, I know that. I know what you're talking about.
All right, Christie backing his way. There's Christie rejected from behind by LaFrance. Rafe LaFrance, who has come on the last couple of games, had 6 blocks in game number 6 and came up with one right here. Now Stojakovic fires the jumper. 3 minutes gone by in this first quarter, and the Mavericks have a 5-3 lead. Here's Roger Bell, who has blossomed as an offensive threat.
And that's the problem when you switch a pick and roll with Bibby. He's not as big and he's not as good defensively as Bobby Jackson. There they had to come and double. Roger Bell open off the double team.
Divac. Nicely passed from Bibby. That ankle injury suffered by Adrian Griffin opened up a spot for Roger Bell in the starting 5. He contributed at the offensive end in games 4 and 5, 16 points, 13 points. Griffin, incidentally, is available for tonight. Here's LaFrance. And Christie able to reach for that rebound. Kings with the ball trailing by 2. Turgolo on a pick and roll. It counts, and the foul. Nice look from Christie.
Turkoglu set the screen and then slipped the screen. Just as the defense started to show and have the ball, he left. You see it right there as Christie delivers him the pass. Now a little hesitation, get the defense up in the air, draw contact, and then the concentration and the ability to finish, and now a potential three-point play by Hedo Turkoglu.
Foul on the French, his second. He's replaced by Sean Bradley. How about the Kings the other night in Game 6? 31 of 32 at the foul line.
You act surprised. You act surprised like they're not a good foul shooting team or something.
Do you recall what took place in the playoffs last season?
What, that they may have missed a couple that affected the series?
Dallas shot 19 for 22, and when that's a bad night, you know you're struggling.
And Kings have a 1-point lead. Here's Finley. Yes. Michael Finley has really come on. He was bothered early in the season by that hamstring, early in the series by the hamstring pull. Here's Turkoglu, changed his mind. Stojakovic with a rainbow. And back come the Mavericks, led by Nash. Nice play by Turkoglu, reaching in to break it up. Nash on the recovery. And Finley passed on the three. Nowitzki will hit his first shot, swinging away, and score. So Dirk Nowitzki connecting on his first two attempts. Dallas 11, Sacramento 8. Turkoglu and Bradley with the rebound.
He had an open shot. He turned down the open shot to take a step back fadeaway shot. Made it more difficult than it should have been.
Here's Bell. Second field goal for Bell. Meanwhile, the Kings struggling on the offensive end. Just 3 for 13.
Jeff, you know, I'm wondering if that subtle message of we can't take a quick, hurried shot each time down the floor. If they ran a sudden pick and roll, they'd get a quick shot each time with the screener stepping back. So maybe that's why Hedo turned that quick shot down.
Christie, crowd looking for a travel. Finley on the loose ball. There's Nash, kicks it out. Nowitzki, yes! An 8-0 run for the Mavericks. Rick Adelman is up and wants to talk it over.
One of the fields Adelman had was Dallas jumping out early in the game to a quick 12 or 14-point lead that they had to maintain an even keel. He gets Stojakovic up in the air. Jumper for Nowitzki. Nash goes in, kicks out. Again, that picture-perfect jump shot by Dirk Nowitzki.
Hopes with a slim chance that the Kings advance to the finals. He will be able to play with rest and therapy. He told his teammates before the game, no excuses. After the game, it's not going to matter who is healthy, who the leading scorer was. All that matters is who wins this game. Go out and do it. Cheryl?
All right, thanks, Cheryl. Yes, Avery, remember that NBA San Antonio championship team in 1999. We have double-barreled action on the sideline with both Craig Sager and Cheryl Miller. Bibby is looking for a call. 8-0 run for the Dallas Mavericks. Nash spinning his way on Bibby. And now they regroup. Roger Bell had a notion. Shot clock down to 5. Nowitzki. And last touch by the Kings.
Well, one advantage that Rick Adelman felt they have in guarding against Nowitzki is the fact that both Peja Stojakovic and Hedo Turkoglu have played against him so many times in international competition, they feel kind of comfortable playing him one-on-one, so they have not had to double team them this year.
Standing one-handed by Bradley and got it back. Nowitzki with the assist from Sean Bradley.
And down at this end of the floor, Don Nelson feels that Bradley is his best low-post defender, so those early fouls on the front may have actually hurt Sacramento, because if Bradley can play him one-on-one, it takes away Sacramento's cutting game.
Stojakovic for 3. Peja Stojakovic from downtown that ends a 10-0 run.
Jeff, what do you consider Vlade, a scorer first or passer first in the low post?
He's a passer, and right there, Finley made the mistake of playing him as a scorer. You don't leave Peja Stojakovic. It left Del Harris to put his hands in his face.
Here's Bell. Under 5 remaining in the first. And the Mavericks lead 17-11. A live TNT NBA Spanish language feed is now available via SAP. Divac played on a switch by Nash, and it's knocked away from Stojakovic. Good defense here by the Mavericks in the first quarter. Nowitzki around Divac. You get the idea Vlade does not want to get himself in early foul trouble. That was a problem in Game 5 where he played only 13 minutes because of fouls. A hold is called. Foul on Bell.
It took Vlade that time, moved him up to the corner of the foul line area instead of down the low post. It's a pass and cut. Watch Bell try and get into the body. There's the foul, holding, blocking his path as he tries to cut through. But clearly, Nowitzki has the foot speed to go by Vlade Divac, scores an easy layup. Vlade not wanting to pick up the first one.
I have a question for you. That foul on Bell, what did he do wrong?
He only got in the man's way.
Isn't that what defense is all about? Getting in other people's way?
Aren't you supposed to allow offensive guys to go wherever they want to?
That's not a foul.
Nick Van Exel hearing it from this crowd as he checks in, replacing Roger Bell, and what a sensational series it has been for Van Exel, averaging 26 per game. In Game 6 Thursday night, 35 points in 37 minutes for Van Exel. Finley, shot clock to 6, is looking for Bradley. Bobby Jackson, who just came on, now he's playing the backcourt with Mike Bibby. Del Christie moves up front. Stojakovic going glass. Pages hit 3 for 5. He has 8 points.
Page looked down, realized that he had Nash on him, and just basically jumped up, shot it over the top, and used the glass. Which I know makes you very happy, Mark.
I love glass. Love to see those bank shots. Love glass. There's Van Exel. He went glass but wide. And Christie again took his shot, this time right at the bridge of the nose.
Van Exel's been shooting 53% from the floor, 44% from the three-point line in this series.
And Bibby continues to struggle. He is 0 for 4 from the field.
But he is playing much better individual defense on Steve Nash, cutting off penetration.
Jackson defending on Finley. Christie with another rebound. Kings on the run, broken up by Nowitzki.
One of those times you must pick and choose when you're going to push. You take that opportunity when you have numbers on the break, or try to control the tempo.
A kicked ball, so when we resume, it'll be Sacramento in possession. 9 rebounds in the opening round series against Portland after averaging 25 in the regular season. So as you mentioned right at the start, the numbers way down over the first 6 games of this series.
Oh, he's down 5 shots per game, and that's the result of the opposition paying so much defense to him that they're forcing him to give the basketball up. They want to see if he can become a good passer and help his teammates become better players. The same thing that Phoenix did to Tim Duncan in that series. They went and got him on double teams early, made Duncan pass the basketball.
Nash from Nowitzki. Average 21 of the Kings. 15. Rick Adelman has a 3-guard set with Bibby, Christie, and Jackson, along with Stojakovic and Divac. And Bradley continues to do a good job on Divac.
And it's going to be hard for Divac to score over Bradley, and that's why Sacramento moved him up to the elbow as Van Exel hit the running layup. But if you move Divac up to the elbow, that takes him out of what their strength is, playing off of him in the low post.
Bradley backs it away, but Stojakovic recovers. Stojakovic, yes. So the Mavericks now lead 23-17. 17, a minute 25 remaining in the first.
As you keep watching how many pieces of the ball. Nash turns the corner. This is the layup on the inside. I was starting to say how many pieces, deflections Dallas gets on the basketball. They have stopped probably 3 or 4 shot opportunities by deflecting a pass that was on its way to an open man.
Jackson, offensive foul. Bobby Jackson playing with that fractured right cheekbone, not playing with any protection and going right at Dallas players. This time he's called for an offensive foul.
That was great help by Steve Nash. He read it early. He beat Bobby Jackson to the spot and gave up his body.
It's great because most times it's big people that rotate along the baseline to either block shots, challenge shots, or take those charge opportunities. That's why when you practice, you have to invert in the defense so the small guys take turns doing it.
Eduardo Nahara hearing it from this crowd as he checks in for the first time. Keon Clark has come on for the Kings. Out of 50 seconds remaining in the first. An excellent pass broken up. Here comes Christie. 2-on-1. Jackson is fouled by Nowitzki. Bobby Jackson will shoot 2.
Marv, I like how Sacramento is defending right now. Here on transition, though, their defense led to offense and gets them back to the free throw line. They've held Dallas to no free throws. They're shooting 28%. They're getting to the free throw line. They're hanging in there because they're playing smart basketball, even though they're not shooting the ball well.
Last season, the Kings, you recall, were up 3-2 against the Lakers in the Western Conference Final Series and lost games 6 and 7 to LA, including game 7 in Sacramento. The Mavericks well aware of that possibility here at home. Nash thought he was fouled, despite the statistics that heavily favor the home team. Here's Christie for 3. And rebounded by Van Exel. There's a 3-second differential between the game clock and the shot clock. Foul on Finley, trying to set the pick and knock down Christie.
You see Doug Christie getting up into the body of the offensive player after the pass is made. That particular time, it looks like it's a screen down, runs right over the top of Christie. That's where the foul is called.
So Sacramento has it back, and they'll hold for a final shot. The one-time Maverick, Jim Jackson, has come on for the first time for the Kings. Jackson coming off a terrific game on Thursday. Here's Stojakovic, rebounded by Nash, time running down. Van Exel from center court. That's the end of the first here in Dallas. The Mavericks 23 and the Kings 19. Dirk Nowitzki setting the tone early, hit 5 of 6.
Expectations were so high coming from that Portland game, or Portland series, is that it was putting too much pressure, but as you can see so far, he's off to a great start and playing very relaxed, Mark.
I think his coach might make some more appearances, particularly if the Mavericks should advance to the Western Conference Final Series. Dirk out of Würzburg, Germany, is the dad, a standout handball player. His mom, a star on the women's national basketball team. Van Exel. And the ball back to Sacramento. Left the ball over the top of the backboard. Setting the Sacramento Kings. Stojakovic with Clark and Jackson on the front line. Christie and Bobby Jackson in the backcourt. Jim Jackson, played by Eduardo Nahara. And Bobby Jackson with the shot. Kings have been way off.
Hey, Mark, their backcourt's got to start making some shots. They're 0 for 11 in the backcourt. That's not good enough.
Roger Bell has been very opportunistic. That is 6 points for Bell. And the Mavericks now lead 25-19. Sacramento team that went 59-23 in the regular season, first in the Pacific Division. And then in the first round of the playoffs, beat Utah in 5. Here's Nowitzki. Yes. 6 of 8. 12 points for Nowitzki.
sometimes when you are forced to change your lineup and you go with an unorthodox lineup, unorthodox for your team, it's hard to get the movement and continuity, and that's what's happening to Sacramento. First of all, we'll see the foul take place on the inside. First of all, they've got Weber out. Remember, Weber and Divac are two of the distributors for this team. They throw them the ball, run cuts, and get it back. So with Weber out, that's one huge piece. With Vlade on the bench right now, because Dallas will go small so many times, it becomes tough to run your normal offense, and that's what Sacramento's experiencing.
Bobby Jackson off the mark, kept alive though, nice the back tap by Clark. Keon Clark. Loose ball foul on Clark.
And right now, Clark got a good look. They have to trust Keon Clark just like they would trust Divac. Throw it into him. Their perimeter shots are not going. Get something going to the basket.
And Jeff, to add one more thing to that, first of all, Clark is not as good a passer as Divac. The second thing is because of the way this playoff schedule has fallen for these two teams, Sacramento has really had no practice time to get on the floor. Blocked by Keon Clark and try to make those adjustments live.
There's Jim Jackson, and he took a shot on the top of the head. Rick Adelman felt should have been a three-point possibility. At the other end, Nowitzki draws the foul. Rick Adelman could not believe that a foul was not called.
Starts at the defensive end of the floor when Nahara thinks he's got an open look at the basket until Keon Clark gets up there and rejects that. And then Haja giving it up. The back of the head, right elbow, according to Jimmy Jackson, hit him in the back of the head.
Foul on Stojakovic, putting Nowitzki at the line. Mavericks at the line for the first time. Reminder, game one of the Western Conference Finals exclusively on TNT begins Monday with tonight's winner going up against the Spurs in San Antonio. Our coverage begins 9 o'clock, game 2 on TNT. Will be Wednesday night at 9. The Eastern Conference Finals start tomorrow on ABC at 1 o'clock with the Nets and the Pistons game 2 Tuesday on ESPN. Bobby Jackson. So finally, the Sacramento backcourt hit the shot.
1 for 13 more between the three guards, Bibby, Christie, and Bobby Jackson.
Van Exel played very aggressively. Here's Van Exel putting the move on Clark, and he draws the foul. Clark collects a second, and a timeout call.
Bobby Jackson finally gets a basket for the guard court of the Kings, getting a clean foul line jumper, and he hits it.
Talking about the struggles of the Sacramento guards tonight. Over the first 6 games of this series, Dallas's backcourt has come up very strong. Steve Nash and Jade over 19 per game. Nick Van Exel has been one of the heroes of the series. On the other hand, Mike Bibby has had his problems. He shot only 39% over the first 6 games. Bobby Jackson, though, has played well, as has Doug Christie as of late.
I would think that Don Nelson would be extremely happy with the play of his backcourt. And as he described it to us prior to the game, there you see 1 for 13 from that Sacramento backcourt. As he described to us prior to the game, that big backcourt of the Kings. Kind of like saying that he has little tiny guards out there that could have a very difficult time playing against those big bad guys.
And I love the way he explains things to you, Jeff.
It's like I'm not even there when we're meeting with these coaches.
Right.
Many times you're not.
Let's go to Craig Sager. Quickly.
Omar, more on that disappointing trend by Mike Bibby. Remember a year ago in this series against Dallas, he was the difference, averaging 22 points a game. He is definitely in what he even admits is a scoring slump after game 6, in which he was just 4 points on 2 for 7. He went to the gym, shot until 1:30 in the morning. He said he worried about the follow-through. He has lost confidence, and again today, 0 for 5.
All right, Craig. Doug Christie making contact. Crowd wanted a foul. Here's Vlade Divac, who just checked back in. Little scoop shot attempted. Jeff, getting back to Craig's point, can that sometimes hurt a player who is in a slump?
I think it can. I think sometimes you can worry so much about your shot that you forget to do other things. Mike Bibby has an all-around offensive game. I don't think he should be over-analyzing the shot at this point of the year. Come out and shoot with confidence.
Christie, the tip missed by Divac. And Exo sets it up. Don Nelson going with both LaFrentz and Bradley. Van Exel slips his way through and is able to hit. Nick Van Exel slithering his way and somehow banked it home.
Well, Christie did a good job initially out by the three-point line of guarding it, but then he opened up his angle and it gave him a clear path to the basket.
Jackson challenged Bradley and he drew the foul.
And Marv, one of the reasons why Sacramento is shooting 24% from the floor is the presence of Sean Bradley. They're going to the basket right now, and he is there to alter and block, and he's done it very well so far.
Mike Bibby has checked back in as we look at Jim Jackson, who had a terrific game against his former team Thursday night. 16 points, 12 rebounds. Jim Jackson began his career with Dallas 10 years ago. Remember that one season he averaged just under 26 per game. In fact, in 94, 95, Jim Jackson, Jason Kidd, Jamal Mashburn, a combination that did not work out despite all the talent.
Jim Jackson has certainly taken advantage of his opportunities this year. This is the best overall season maybe I think he's had in his career. Coming and really been a big help.
Michael Finley from downtown. What you're saying is all-around game because he had that 25-point game, but he's just firing away on a team that was not particularly good. Divac draws the foul. He was tripped up. Mavericks looking for a traveling violation, but the foul is called on Bradley.
Yeah, and I'm talking about his complete play, but let me show you a second. Blotti back in the low post there, and he's a problem down there versus Bradley. See him trying to get it up there just at the last second. But going back to Jackson, it's his defense, it's his toughness, it's the maturity in the locker room. Last game, 7 offensive rebounds, 12 rebounds overall, while still scoring 16 points. So he's really had a great year for Miami when he was with Miami down there, and has had maybe even a better one for Sacramento this year.
The Kings are now 6 of 8 at the line. Lonnie Divac, only a 71% free throw shooter during the regular season. Dallas up by 9, 5 minutes gone by in the second. Marv Albert with the czar, Mike Fratello, Jeff Van Gundy on the sidelines. Craig Sager, Cheryl Miller. Game 7 of this Western Conference semifinal series. The winner here will advance to the Western Conference Final and face the San Antonio Spurs. Keon Clark came from the weak side, came up with a block, but it was last touched by the Kings.
Again, I like how Mike Bibby's defending tonight. He's keeping people in front of him. There, Keon Clark came over and gave great support at the end. Bibby's really struggled on offense, but you have to give him credit for his individual defense.
Clark sits down, replaced by Stojakovic. Bradley, with the shot clock running down, had to release it, and the ball back to Sacramento.
Regardless of how good your defense is, you cannot continue as a team to shoot 24% and expect to win a Game 7, particularly against a team that puts points on the board as easily as Dallas does.
The Kings just 8 for 33 from the field. Dirk Nowitzki getting set to check back in. Divac had to give it up. Stojakovic for 3. Bradley with the rebound. Sean Bradley continues to play well at the defensive end. Here's Van Exel. Yes, that's that medium-range shot that Don Nelson was talking about earlier tonight that people do not expect.
They give him that screen out high, and then when he turns that corner, he uses just one more dribble and then floats on in to take that jumper.
And Bibby finally knocks one down.
And that's a great adjustment by Sacramento. Instead of Divac being in the low post, bring Bradley's side out of the lane with the pick and roll, and it opened it up for Bibby.
Van Exel for 3. 10 points Mavericks. And a timeout called by the Kings.
Remember, this is a guy, Van Exel, who wants to come off the bench. He told Don Nelson that he doesn't want to start. He took the pressure off of Nelson in training camp, said, bring me off the bench, start Nash.
Earl Bailey leading the way at better than 28 per game. Bibby, so that's 2 straight for Bibby after he missed his first 5 shots, and Dallas leads by 10. We come up to 5 minutes remaining in the first half. Bad pass. Jackson is on it. Bibby with the ball fake and throws the foul. Nice play by Bibby. He's hit by Van Exel.
And on the play before, again, Divac stepped out and set the pick and roll. Bradley's not an effective pick and roll defender. Bibby got the layup, then he got the deflection, which led to his 2 free throw attempts right here. So he started to get on track, and it started at the defensive end of the floor.
You can log on to NBA.com or America keyword NBA.com for the exclusive 2003 playoff section featuring live post-game press conferences, photo galleries, video highlights, and more. Love it live on NBA.com. Nash trying to lose Bibby off the screen. Nash battling his way to get to that baseline. Here's Bradley. Rebounded by Bobby Jackson.
Good job again defensively by Bibby.
There's Jim Jackson for 3. 7-0 run for Sacramento. And they are within 5. Dallas has led by as many as 12. Bradley went down. Nowitzki rejected by Divac. Stojakovic with the lead. Bibby right back. Stojakovic able to finish.
It's interesting what you get a defensive spurt, couple of turnovers forced by aggressive defense. Suddenly you get 1 or 2 shots to fall. The belief comes back. The spirit and energy return.
A 9-0 run for the Kings. They are now within 3.
Numbers, the purple jerseys outnumber the white jerseys right down the middle of the floor. Peja Stojakovic with the finish.
Side here in Dallas. Another one of my former broadcast partners.
A lot of guys
who's gone on.
A lot of guys have run away from you,
Yes.
I tell you.
The Sacramento Kings have been on the run. 7 of the last 9 points have been on the fast break, and it's Peja Stojakovic leading the way with 12 in all.
Well, he started off early from the corner with that big 3, and then it shows that he can put it on the floor or shoot over the top of much smaller defenders, and he finds a way of coming up with an easy basket every now and then. That's by running hard, getting the pass from his teammate, and finishing.
Dallas's lead down to 3. They've led by as many as 12. We come up on 4 minutes to go in this first half of Game 7. Finley wanted a pick. Now Finley with the step. Good recovery defensively by Jim Jackson.
They want to get Peja down the low post area. Instead, he suddenly steps out with a quick pick and roll.
And here is Jim Jackson. 8 points for the one-time Maverick. Sacramento started out 8 for 34. They've hit their last 5 shots. They are within 1. Rafe LaFrentz. Now Steve Nash. Nash able to keep that dribble alive, and that is off the leg of Bibby.
Very active Sacramento defense, getting deflections, stepping in for steals, making sure that there are clean looks for Dallas.
Now to 3 on the 24. Van Exel. Divac with the box out. And Sacramento can take the lead. Now Divac being played by LaFrentz. Here is Jim Jackson again.
And again, what's happening right there is Nowitzki's matched up with Jackson. He's helping on the cut. Jackson is a perimeter shooter, thus he's open.
unanswered by the Kings. Nash the three. And Exel with the rebound. Bobby Jackson got it from behind. 3-on-2. Bibby for Jackson. Jim Jackson from Bobby Jackson. And the Kings continue to roll. 15 straight points for Sacramento. We're down to 2:20 remaining in the first half. The Kings now lead by 3. Van Exel for 3. Yes! And the game is tied at 42.
You know, Bob, sometimes coaches have to make tough decisions. Doug Christie, who has been playing pretty well in this series, goes 0 for 5. The coach sits him down. Jimmy Jackson was on the floor. 5 for 6, 12 points. Good coaching move because things have worked out that way for Sacramento.
Here's Bobby Jackson. The French got a piece of it, then lost it. Jim Jackson with the steal.
And I'll tell you what I think Rick Adelman's got to do to start the second half is start Jimmy Jackson instead of Hedo Turkoglu. Get your best team on the floor in the last 24 minutes.
Divac draws the foul. It is on LaFrance.
He never tried to shoot that ball, Mark. The entire intent of Vlade that time was to draw contact, get to the free throw line, put another foul on Rafe LaFrance. You'll see at the end, he likes to scoop underneath every now and then, but there's no hook shot coming here. He's going under the arms to draw the contact.
That's number 3 on LaFrance. Vlade Divac, who bounced back with a strong game Thursday night, 21 points. After the foul trouble, kept him to 13 minutes of play in game 5. Now Walt Williams, one-time Sacramento King, has come on for Rafe LaFrance.
And this is going to be interesting. Who does Divac guard? They don't want him on Nowitzki. Do you put him on Roger Bell? Do you put him on Walt Williams like they did late in that one game where he got the open 3? This is a tough matchup for Divac.
Are you asking me?
I'm asking you.
I'm substituting for Vlade right now. Give him a minute and a half rest and get him out of this game.
It's a 16-3 spurt by the Kings. Nowitzki. That was a tough shot by Dirk Nowitzki, who is feeling the physical presence of a couple of Sacramento King players. 44-43, down us up by 1. We're approaching 1 minute remaining of the half. Shot clock down to 5. Jim Jackson off the dribble, working on Walt Williams. Gave it up. Bobby Jackson. And it's a 24-second violation. Johnson did not make contact with the rim.
They wanted to take advantage of Divac being played by Nowitzki. What Nowitzki did is he fronted him, so they couldn't lob over the top. As a result, the whole play broke down.
And that's the first Sacramento turnover. The second quarter. Here's Doug Christie. Checking back. Coming on for Vlade Divac.
Yeah, it was a good time to get him out of the game. There's a minute and a half to go. Like you said, Jeff, a bad matchup for Vlade. So take him out right now. Don't let him pick up a foul. Don't give up any easy scores.
Nash. And Bibby is on it. Mike Bibby working his way. He challenged Nowitzki. And Exel for Williams. Walt Williams with a gorgeous fake. It appeared that he was about to pass it into the corner.
Well, see what happened when Bibby went down before and took that quick shot. It let actually Dallas wind up in a 2-for-1 situation instead of Sacramento getting the 2-for-1. He went a little bit too early, but he thought he had a wide open look at the rim.
Here's Stojakovic. And that's over the top of the backboard. So the ball back to the mound.
This will be shot 1. Walt Williams going to the basket in this 2-for-1 situation. Fakes a little hello pass. Hello, but I'm keeping it myself and lay it up. And now this next one for Dallas will be shot number 2, ending the second quarter.
Final seconds of the quarter. Nowitzki working on Stojakovic. Nowitzki rebounded, put home by Van Exel with 2/10 of a second remaining. Halftime.
Provided such a spark off the bench. But talk a little bit about your defense. You guys were so active, aggressive, a lot of deflections. You took them out of the rhythm. How were they able to get back into the game?
Well, first of all, our defense was we knew that they would go to one side, then swing and then attack us with the penetration. So we were prepared for that. So we covered that a lot better. But the way they got back into the game, we didn't take care of the ball. They held us to one shot, and they did what they do best, and they got on transition and got easy baskets.
Much like Game 6, Jimmy Jackson off the bench, a huge spark. How do you slow them down, and can you close these guys out in the second half?
We have to. I think our defense will be turned up a little bit better, and that'll be in our favor. But somehow we got to get to Jimmy. He's been aggressive the whole series. We got to try to keep him off the boards.
Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Let's send it back to you, Marv.
Thank you, Cheryl. 15 apiece for Van Exel and Nowitzki.
Also, the tempo. He doesn't want to get in a running game with them, but he thought defensively they were able to cause a few turnovers, and in that case, he thinks the transition game of Sacramento could be a difference as well. Cheryl?
The great Coach Nelson said, hey, I like the game plan that we prepared offensively. We were attacking the basket. We were being aggressive. Unfortunately, we just weren't able to get to the free throw line. Now, at the defensive end, he said we were aggressive. We just had that momentary lapse on Jimmy Jackson, who knocked down 12 points. But he said, as long as we tighten up our defense in the next 24 minutes, I like our chances. Marv?
All right, thanks, Cheryl. Mike Bibby very much back into it. That's his third field goal. He has 8 points. So the Mavericks now lead 48-45, and Bibby with a good play to knock it out of bounds.
Interesting, as Sacramento said they are concerned about fast break opportunities, yet they're up 13-5 in fast break points.
Dirk Nowitzki up front with Ray LaFrentz, Roger Bell, Michael Finley, and Steve Nash at the guards. The clock shot by Stojakovic, while the Kings open up with Bibby and Christie in the backcourt. Divac, Stojakovic, and Turkoglu on the front line. Nice lead pass for Divac, cannot finish. Rebounded by LaFrentz.
And he just really struggled to finish. Good attempts around the basket.
Here's Finley, whipping by Stojakovic. Michael Finley beating Peja Stojakovic off the dribble. Dallas leads by 5. Divac backing his way on LaFrentz. Beautiful move by Vlade Divac.
Not to put too much pressure on Vlade, but if there was something more disappointing than the guards shooting in the first half for Sacramento, it was the performance of Vlade. Just 1 for 5 from the floor. He has to come up with a big second half if they're to win this game.
Nowitzki for 3. That is his first from downtown. 18 points for Dirk Nowitzki.
Rick Adelman has a lot more patience with Hedo Turkoglu than I would. You cannot lose Dirk Nowitzki.
Hedo Turkoglu started the game, played 8 minutes, and then sat. But he has started here in the second half. We'll see how long that remains. Here's Stojakovic. Peja Stojakovic with 14 points. And LaFrentz beat the Kings down court. Good hustle by Rafe LaFrentz. Kings are very upset with themselves. You can see the reaction on the part of Stojakovic.
Well, someone has to cover the backcourt. If there's a man going to the basket, then a teammate must cover for him going back. Right there, you'll see all of a sudden, as they change sides of the floor, Peja never realized that Rafe LaFrentz has run out behind Vlade. Peja went to the other side to pick up his man. He needed to see the ball, see what's coming back at him.
Dallas by 6. Divac again takes it right at LaFrentz.
And by playing inside out, it slows the tempo down to a more manageable number of possessions.
Mavericks turn it over. Ball back to Sacramento. Don Nelson's Mavericks seeking to reach the Western Finals for the first time since back in 1988. And only the second time in the history of the franchise. The Kings got there last season in that thrilling series against the Los Angeles Lakers. Led the Lakers 3 games to 2. And the Lakers took the next 2, including Game 7 in Sacramento. Divac. Rebounded by Nowitzki. Nash pushing it down. Now Nash met by Turkoglu on the switch. Nash to the left hand. And Nash able to score. Mavericks 57, Kings 51. Nash falling down, so Bibby had the open shot. Bibby now 3 for 10. And the foul on Turgolo, backing his way. Trying to fight his way through the screen set by Nowitzki. Second foul on Turgolo. Assembly checked the clock. Down to 6 on the 24. And a loose ball foul as LaFrentz came over the back.
Maybe LaFrentz felt he jumps much higher than he really does. I don't know what his intentions were on this one. Or the ball just didn't bounce the way he thought. But I think this is maybe the easiest call of the evening for the officials. Over the back.
Number 4 on Rafe LaFrentz, so we will see Sean Bradley in a moment. Bibby off a beautiful whip pass from Christie. Mavericks up by 4. Here's Nash. Bell, yes. Roger Bell with 8 points.
And you've got to give Bell a lot of credit. Sacramento wants one guy shooting the ball on the floor, and that's Bell, and he's responded when he's open.
Beautiful pass from Christie, but Stojakovic blocked by Finley. Finley went down trying to draw the foul. Divac rejected by LaFrentz. Finley setting it up. Nowitzki backing Turgolo. Nash with a running hook.
We've seen Steve Nash finish 2 plays in a row using the left hand. One off the backboard, that one a little sweeping hook shot.
The Mavericks up by 8. Sacramento calls for time.
And here the Mavericks did a great job swarming Vlade Divac and blocking the shot. Here, Nats drives it to the middle and hits a tough running left-hand hook shot. Very nice move.
Nick Van Exel has checked in for the Mavericks. 15 points in 16 minutes in the first half for Van Exel. Divac pass tipped away by Nash. It will be Sacramento ball with 11 on the 24. 5 minutes gone by in the third quarter. And the Mavericks lead by 8. Here's Divac putting the move on Bradley and again draws the foul.
He knew he couldn't get the shot up over the top of Bradley, so he started to fake the hook and then came down underneath, similar to the move we saw him use earlier, and just pick up the 2 free throw attempts.
That's 3 on Bradley. LaFrentz sitting down after picking up a 4th. Divac to the line. He's 2 of 4 at the line. Reminder, game 1 of the Western Conference Finals on TNT exclusively on Monday night, with this evening's winner going up against the San Antonio Spurs, who knocked off the 3-time defending champion Los Angeles Lakers. Coverage starting 9 o'clock Eastern time on Monday. Game 2 on TNT Wednesday at 9. The Eastern Conference Final starts tomorrow on ABC at 1. The Nets and the Pistons. Game 2 is Tuesday on ESPN. Van Exel for 3. Rebounded by Stojakovic.
I know I've said it a lot, but Mike Bibby had dug in defensively and taken the challenge to play better one-on-one defense.
Little show the ball move here by Divac, and then goes to the hook. Rebounded by Nowitzki.
But he just pulled up short. He never followed through all the way because of the size of Bradley, and therefore hit the front of the rim instead of getting up over the top of the rim.
Sean Bradley at 7'6". Nowitzki puts the move on Turgolo and a beauty.
Vlade Divac, Jeff, was right there. Opportunity to go up and challenge and block the shot. He never left the ground.
Mavericks lead by 9. Just under 6 remaining in the third. Turgolo's been very quiet. That counts and a foul. Vito Turgolo with only his 2nd field goal and now headed to the line. The foul on Nowitzki, that his 3rd.
This may have come just in time for Turkoglu because Jimmy Jackson is reporting to the table to take him out. He'll have to wait. Meanwhile, down at the other end, Nowitzki backing down Turkoglu as far as he can, then he uses the up and under move and finishes with the left hand.
Turkoglu completing a three-point play, so the Mavs now lead by 6. Kings had that 15-0 run in the second quarter. To get back into the ball game, they were down by as many as 12. Finley rebounded by Turkoglu. Gibby setting the offense. Turkoglu. Gibby for 3. Way short. Nowitzki releases. Nash did a good job to catch that pass that was off the mark.
Gibby didn't even seem like he was ready to shoot that one.
Now wants Nowitzki to go at Stojakovic. They clear it out. And a foul. Oh, look out. Nowitzki in the face of Divac. Actually, looked like it was hit by Stojakovic. It is Stojakovic who picks up a second foul.
Nowitzki goes by Stojakovic too easily. Then at the end, as Vlade comes down, perhaps his arms, elbows, whatever, hit Dirk at the end after the play. That's why I think he had something to say.
Non-shooting foul. Nash dumps it off. Here's Bradley. Will not count. Foul before the shot attempt. It's on Jim Jackson. Jim Jackson has replaced Turkoglu. Now Roger Bell will check back in. Comes on for Steve Nash. Nash with 9 points, 8 assists.
Not a bad luxury. Okay, we have to sit down for a second. We're going to replace you with a guy who's averaging 26 points a game off the bench.
The play by Stojakovic, recovered by Nowitzki. Shot clock down to 2. Finley had that shot deflected short, and it's a shot clock violation.
And I really like how Stojakovic, when he's gotten on Nowitzki's garden, he's up and into him, he's taking away his airspace, and he's not letting him play with the ball. He's looking at it constantly. There he got a nice deflection.
Sacramento within 6 points. Jim Jackson for 3. Jim Jackson, who came up with a terrific game the other night in Sacramento. Roger Bell. And again, the Kings did not react, getting down court.
If you want to win, you get back in transition, particularly after made basket. That's the second time so far that they've given up layup after basket.
Oh, Nowitzki was pulled down by Divac. Dirk Nowitzki glaring at Vlade Divac. It's only his first foul.
You'll see the scramble inside. Bradley's got Divac. Divac has Nowitzki. Nowitzki goes down. Divac with the foul. So you can see Sean Bradley locking up Divac's right arm.
That could have been a variation on the double foul, a triple foul. Bradley fouls Divac, Divac fouls Nowitzki, and they all fall down.
Well, I'd love to hear you on that one.
Here's Bradley. Oh, Sean Bradley with a soft running hook. That's his first bucket. Mavericks 67, Kings 60. Nice move by Bibby, and he draws the foul. So Bibby headed to the foul line. He'll shoot 2. Mike Bibby, the Kings hero of the postseason a year ago.
Last second, late drop off. That's a pretty good target to have. 7'6" guy that you can find roll to the basket. Not bad.
And again, Bibby and Divac are taking advantage of Sean Bradley's poor pick and roll defense. There he split the trap, got all the way to the rim. They should keep running that high pick and roll instead of trying to post Bradley up.
12 points for Bibby. Down us by 5. Coming up on 3.5. Remaining in the third. Bell, once again, give him a shot. Roger Bell with 12 points. This is similar to watching Bruce Bowen of San Antonio, noted for his defensive play, and he usually is given open shots and has been able to cash in. Here comes Christie, air ball, Bibby with the save. And a loose ball foul. It's on the Kings.
Well, you mentioned Raja Bell cashing in. Well, Raja Bell happens to be one of Dallas's free agents at the end of this year. He's a $600,000 player right now. I'd say he's doing a pretty good job of auditioning either for his own owner or coaches or someone else's.
That foul on Christie. And Raja Bell had another outstanding game. Dirk Nowitzki to the line. Sacramento over the foul limit. Raja Bell spent 2 years with the 76ers, saw considerable action 2 years ago when they went to the finals. One of the 4 Maverick free agents at the end of the season. Mavericks pretty locked in when you look at their star players.
Dallas is adjusted to the zone to take away the pick and roll problem.
Here's Bibby for 3. And you can see the confidence has returned for Mike Bibby, who has been very quiet this series. Comes off with 2 for 7 in 25 minutes the other night. From downtown this series, 6 of 22 prior to that shot. Bradley trying to give it back. And the ball goes to Sacramento. Last touch by Bradley. The first a timeout with 2:27 remaining in the third. And the Mavs up by 6.
You can see the difference in this corner shot by Bibby. He's set. He gets himself a good look at the basket. Very different from the shot that he rushed earlier from behind the three-point line.
With a lot more confidence.
Yeah, it looks like, and I hope we get 20 rebounds and more, that Kings do not out-rebound us, and then we have a pretty good chance to win this game.
Did you give him any advice before the game?
Not especially, you know, it's just to give him some more confidence. It's a very important game, and I hope he got it.
All right, enjoy the rest of the game.
Thank you.
Send it back to you, Mark.
All right, Dirk with a physical rebound as the Mavericks move back to the offense. Just under 2 minutes remaining in the third. Dallas with a 71-65 lead. Shot clock down to 7. Van Exel backing Bobby Jackson. Van Exel, the tip by Bradley. Second field goal for Sean Bradley.
2 or 3 times we've seen Dallas come out of a timeout and go to some form of a jump defense, 2-3 zone, some type of trap. They're back in it again for the second time now after that timeout. And it's the second time they get the ball back again. No shot opportunities for Sacramento.
Now substitution being allowed. Steve Nash will come on. Sean Bradley will sit down. And Sean Bradley hears it from this crowd. He's done a good job defensively against Vlade Divac and has come up with a couple of field goals. Sacramento with only their second turnover in the last 24 minutes. Bradley also had 7 rebounds. And Exel looking to post up on Bibby. And Exel shot blocked by Bibby.
And Dallas is making no mistake on who they're trying to attack all game, and that's Mike Bibby. And again, he came up with a very nice defensive play.
Stojakovic for 3. Rebounded by Nowitzki. 17 rebounds for Nowitzki along with 22 points. Finley for 3. Rebounded by Bobby Jackson with 40 seconds left in the third. Stojakovic, offensive foul. That's 3 on Pedro.
When you hear somebody say he has quick feet, this is Bell. Quick feet getting to the spot where he anticipated that Pedro was going to try and drive the ball to. Takes and absorbs the contact and goes down.
And that was a good call. You don't have to be totally set. He had established defensive position. Stojakovic came in there, and that was an excellent play by Bell. As Mike said, quick feet, good anticipation.
Walt Williams. Yes. The Wizards. Walt Williams has come up with some big buckets against his former team. He did it back in game 3. 76-65. Dallas with the lead. 3-second differential between the game clock and the shot clock. Here's a three-point attempt by Bibby. Bibby on the recovery. Bibby, yes. Beautiful move by Bibby. 3 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Williams after three here at American Airlines Center in Dallas. The Mavericks 76, the Kings 67. Dirk Nowitzki with 7-9. Nick Van Exel has done his job coming off the bench. Steve Nash 9 points, 9 assists. Once again, Roger Bell contributing with 12 points to add to the mix. Bell is 6 of 7 as Dallas has shot 49%. Sacramento has not shot well, just 24, 67, 35% from the field.
And Marv, how would you like to be Rick Adelman playing a lineup that probably hasn't played together the whole night as they give up a three-point play off an inbound because they weren't matched up? This lineup for Sacramento probably hasn't played over 25 to 15 minutes the whole year, and in the fourth quarter of a deciding game as we see Finley take it baseline and one. He's stuck with going small when that's a last resort for Rick Adelman.
That's coming out of a timeout, communicating who's got who on the floor. You're not looking at the basketball when the official hands it over, and it winds up being a long pass and a quick score.
And we have seen several lulls at the defensive end by the Kings, and they have been costly. Reach and foul on Van Exel. That is his second.
This all started with the injury to Weber. Remember, they played a great game one, but his injury took away from Bibby's effectiveness to run the pick and roll. They don't feel comfortable with Keon Clark out on the floor or Scott Powers, so they've had to break their whole normal rotation because of their injury to their best player.
Jeff, what's happened to Keon Clark? Earlier in the year, everybody was praising the fact that this may have been one of the best pickups in the NBA by a team, adding Keon Clark to their roster. Here he's got 6 minutes in the game tonight.
They must not trust him to play perimeter defense against Nowitzki or a Walt Williams.
Here's Williams, air ball, fielded by Bobby Jackson. Jackson trying to accelerate. Turkoglu for three. Nash is on it. He has Nowitzki with him. Nowitzki stripped. Turkoglu got a piece of it. Good play by Hito. There's Jim Jackson. Yes! What a performance by Jim Jackson. 7 of 8 from the field. 3 for 3 from downtown. He has 18 doing it against his former team, and he's brought the Kings with an 8. Nash. Yes.
That's the second time Turkoglu's been switched on to Nash on a pick and roll, and he's contained it neither time. That's a tough cover for him.
Oh, beautiful hesitation move by Bibby. The Mavericks went forward, and Bibby had the clear path.
So Nowitzki turned around to his teammates as if to say, what are we doing on that? Come on.
Mavericks 80, Kings 73. Minute and a half in, fourth quarter. Nowitzki. Yes. Dirk Nowitzki with a spectacular all-around game. 24 points, 17 rebounds, 82-73 Dallas. Jackson. Jim Jackson looking for position. Had to give it up. Turkoglu. And here's Bobby Jackson for three. Yes. Bobby Jackson from downtown. So here are the Kings within 6. Nowitzki. Now Van Exel. Played by Jackson. Shot clock down to 5. Nowitzki. Another 3.
Turkoglu played that one about as good as he could. He tried not to turn his back. There was about maybe 8 inches of space between them, just enough for Nowitzki to score.
And Bibby is able to penetrate once again. We are seeing incredible offensive play here in the fourth quarter.
And one of the reasons is Both teams have no shot blocking in the game, so when you go to the basket, there's no one there to give support.
Now Nash is fouled.
Mark, on every basket, Don Nelson and his staff jump up and keep yelling out, run the ball back at him, push the ball back at him. When Bibby takes his thing to the basket, as soon as the ball goes in, they're yelling at their team to run back there, trying to wear out Sacramento. This time you see Turkoglu is as close as you can be, but not quite close enough.
Bobby Jackson called for the foul. That sent Steve Nash to the line. Roger Bell is back. So Dallas with Nash and Van Exel at the guards, Finley, Bell, and Nowitzki up front. Who will get the #1 pick? Well, you can tune to ABC Thursday night, 8 o'clock Eastern Time, to watch the NBA Draft Lottery Show and see which team will get that first pick in the 2003 NBA Draft. You guys have any interest in that?
I think it'd be great if the Cavaliers got the first pick in the draft, or the Nuggets, or the Heat, or Toronto. I'm for everyone.
You change quickly.
Jim Jackson again. That's a two-pointer. He had a foot on the line. Jim Jackson, 8 of 9. He has 20 points.
Don Nelson had just given his team the signal before to switch the pick and roll. They forgot to do it on that one.
There's Finley rejected. And last touch by Turkoglu. Now timeout is taken with 8:39 remaining in this fourth quarter. It's the 7th and final game between the Kings and the Mavericks. He has it penciled in for game 5. On the turnover, Sacramento on the run. Here is Bibby. Mike Bibby has made major contributions here tonight. 23 points. Nash right back and catches the foul. And again, the Kings are not able to handle transition.
It's hard to believe that this is happening because it comes after a fast break that your team gets on its own, and everybody did not run back. You see, there's Turkoglu, and you see Bobby Jackson back. They're trying to talk it out. Who's got whom? Nobody has Nash.
And I'll tell you, Peja Stojakovic was in a jog back. He's got to sprint ahead of the ball, forget his man, and close off that driving gap.
Mavericks 90, Kings 82. Marv Albert with the czar, Mike Fratello, Jeff Van Gundy, Greg Sager, Gerald Miller. We're in Dallas for the 7th and deciding game of the Western Conference semifinals. Winner will move on to face San Antonio. Finley is fouled from behind. Turkoglu and Bobby Jackson converging. It's on Turkoglu. That is his 3rd, and Sacramento with their 4th team foul.
Different owners like to sit different places. Mark Cuban, the owner of Dallas, sits on the baseline right at the end of the bench. Here are the 4 Maloof brothers who are sitting on the sideline next to their team's bench. Both like to watch the game and cheer their teams on from different positions.
And they've both done an unbelievable job turning around franchises that were struggling until they took over. They deserve a lot of the credit for setting the tone for how the turnaround was going to take place, and their enthusiasm has become infectious with their team.
Mavericks have opened up a 10-point lead. They've led by as many as 12. That was back in the first half. Here's Bibby trying to give it up. Tipped off by Van Exel. Dallas on the run. Found the Kings get back. They clear it out for Van Exel. Finley for 3. Yes. And 8-0 run for Dallas. Rick Adelman calling for time.
Don Nelson mentioned to us that Finley's been playing much better the last couple of games. He's feeling better. He's showing it now with his stroke.
Mavericks 7:20 to go in the fourth. Divac is fouled. He is clobbered. It's a flagrant on Roger Bell.
And that's an excellent call by Steve Javy and a big momentum turner. They came out, Sacramento did a good job of using the corner to throw the lob pass. Here, Jimmy Jackson to Divac, and then he took him down and finished him off. I think an excellent call and could be a huge turning point.
And what Rick Adams did is he figured that Nowitzki guarding Divac would front him again like he did the first half, so they went to the corner, like you said, Jeff, to get a better angle to throw that lob over the top.
2 free throws plus possession for Sacramento.
And right now, Sacramento just has to hang in there, keep their poise, take the right shots, and don't be deflated by a couple of mates.
Stojakovic for 3, yes. Well, that was the right shot, and it's an 8-point game.
Taking a timeout, drawing something up, getting the team reorganized, winds up putting 5 points back on the board for Sacramento.
Stojakovic with his third 3, he has 17 points. Nowitzki looks to answer. And goes!
If you're going to rotate or miss a rotation, don't miss a rotation to Nowitzki. Rotate him, make an extra pass to another person.
Dallas on fire from downtown. Nowitzki reaching in to knock it away. Nash came up with the ball. Here comes Bell. Has Nowitzki and Finley. Finley, the trailer, is able to score. Mavericks 100. And the Kings 87. A good reaction by Dallas after that 5-point swing. Rare miss for Jim Jackson. Dirk Nowitzki with his 18th rebound, along with 30 points.
The game goes from 13 down to 8. Then because of a missed rotation to Nowitzki, it goes right back up now to 13.
Van Exel for 3. Sacramento calls for time. 8:01 by Dallas. And the Mavericks now 10 of 17 from beyond that 3-point line. Nick Van Exel with 18 points. The Mavericks by 16. For the Mavericks, another 8-0 run, their second 8-0 spurt here in the fourth quarter.
Sacramento had cut the game back to an 8-point difference when the whole thing started out by a rotation coming late to Nowitzki. You cannot be late to him. He hits a 3 even though he gets a little help from the rim. Then Finley in transition shows the athleticism, his ability to finish, changing the ball on over. Nick Van Exel comes off the high screen, faces up, and hits the next 3. 3, 2, 3, 8, and the game is back up to a 16-point lead for Dallas.
Sacramento shooting 7 for 10 this fourth quarter, yet they're getting blown out. The reason, Dallas 4 for 4 from downtown in the quarter. Doug Christie checked back in. Christie 0 for 6 from the field. Here's Bobby Jackson. Roger Bell for Steve Nash. 5.5 remaining in the fourth quarter. The Mavericks with their biggest lead of the night.
So the scenario down the stretch is we may see a lot of three-pointers from Sacramento try to get themselves back in it. We're going to see Dallas push every opportunity, but if it's not a clear layup, they're going to come out and run the clock down.
Finley. Michael Finley has caught fire. He has 18 points. Jim Jackson posting up. 22 points for Jim Jackson. Crowd at 20,595 here. The largest crowd in American Airlines Center history for any event. Nash to the crossover. Nash Nash on the rebound, able to work it through. And puts on a dribbling exhibition. Standing ovation for Steve Nash and the Mavericks. And Dallas using the clock down to 5 on the 24. Here's a three from down. The Mavericks 5 for 5 from downtown in this fourth quarter.
Excellent clock management. Finley's shot went in with 2 seconds remaining on the 24. That one had 2 seconds remaining on the 24.
It's all Dallas here in the fourth quarter. And a foul is called on Bibby.
The idea is to run the clock down as far as possible. You must try to keep control of Nash off dribble penetration. There we see another one drained just as the shot clock is ready to expire.
And let's face it, Dallas has more firepower than Sacramento without Webber. Webber is a difference maker. His low post game puts more pressure on Nowitzki defensively. As we saw in game one, Dallas has taken advantage beautifully of that injury and are going to move on. They played outstanding offense here in the fourth quarter.
Bibby, it's a 14-4 run for the Mavericks. They lead 109-91, a Dallas team that went 60-22 in the regular season, tied with San Antonio for the best record in the league. Went through a tough series with Portland. They took the first three. The Blazers came back and won 3, leading to a 7th and final game here in Dallas that was won by the Mavericks. Bobby Jackson with a nice move, rebounded by Dirk Nowitzki.
Well, Jeff, you know this as well as anyone. You've been to an NBA Finals before, but it takes talent, a talented team. It takes